Hey everybody, it's Thursday, which means it's another episode of Naturally Unbothered. I'm Shari.
I'm Ebony.
And I'm Tasha with a mouthful of food because when she said, "Are you ready?" I said no, and she hit the button anyway.
You got a mouthful. This is not a mouthful of
the fuck we are.
You know what I'm saying? My bad. I didn't hear the no.
It's a sex show. I prefer a mouthful of dick than this salad. It makes more sense.
Well, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
I am wonderful.
I am fantastic.
What y'all sipping on? If y'all sipping.
Well, Ebony, go ahead while I clear the lettuce out.
Okay. So I am not sipping until after tomorrow. So I'm dry right now.
Okay. I'm sipping on some tea.
So my plan was to not sip from 12 until 12.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like my intake has increased since I made that decision. Every day. Clearly, because I just got through telling you I just took 5 shots. Right now I have a bottle of water here.
It's probably
I do have some sweet pineapple wine, sparkling wine, in case I do decide to take a sip.
Okay, excellent. Well, ladies, I figured, we haven't did a hot topic show in probably well over a year or more. So I figured we should just do a hot topic show. Let's just talk about what's going on in the world and the internet, social media, people's lives. Let's go back and hit some shit that we talked about and need to re-talk about. Let's just do some shit like that. Y'all good with that?
Okay.
It sounds great to me.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
My bun is messy as fuck today.
It's a cute messy bun though. I like how it's like uniformed on one side and the other side it's like fuck the other side.
It's like no effort put to the shit.
It's like your head is doing 2 different things. One thing on this side and then one thing on that side.
But it's eyebrows.
It's like the red part and the white part, the angel and the devil on the ponytail instead of the shoulders.
Tasha, we have
Oh yeah,
I closed my video so I could finish eating my salad.
Oh, okay, perfect. So let's see what we want to talk about first. Whose business we want to get into? What y'all want to say first? What y'all want to talk about?
There's so much. Let's get into this. People, all day, all I've seen was people, let's cancel Gabrielle Union, let's cancel Dwayne Wade. That's all I've seen. I had no idea what the hell they were talking about until I opened Facebook again and saw the pictures.
So we're canceling them because they are embracing their transgender or gay child. Their child.
First of all, can we just address this whole canceling situation? Like, who the fuck are we? Who the fuck are you? Besides the motherfucker that's sitting on your couch, flipping through channels, looking for some shit to talk about and be angry about.
Exactly.
Who the fuck are we to cancel somebody's career, something that they worked their entire lives for because of something you don't fucking agree with? Like, I'm so sick of this cancel culture shit.
I agree.
And that's my take on it. Go right ahead.
No, it's a true statement. I mean, so now if you disagree with anyone, you're automatically canceled, or they don't like what you say, you're automatically canceled.
You know what I'm saying? Like, suck my dick.
But these are the same people who want the participation trophy.
Right. Who are mad because you ain't paying attention to them. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Comedians can't be funny anymore because everybody is so fucking sensitive. Like, fuck that shit. That's why everybody is just like growing up extra sensitive because you can't fucking say anything to them without them being offended or being canceled and fear of being like, it just, none of it makes sense.
It started with the discipline of children, and some of that shit I agree with, because the motherfuckers that disciplined me, that shit was child abuse. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's like, you know, you repeat the process, even though you try not to be as abusive and as trying, but you repeat what was done to you with your children. You know,
yeah.
So it kind of started with that, like repeating that process. But you know, and when I say that, it's that, you know, when 911 became a thing, like if your parents try to discipline you, you got to call 911. Now your parents is going to jail because you a badass kid, you burning down houses, and your parent beat your ass, and now they went to jail for disciplining you for doing some dumb shit.
Yeah,
right.
I told them if they ever called the motherfucking 911.
Yeah, it started like way in the late 90s with call 911 with your parents.
Because when they come and pick you up, you are staying with them, and I'm not fighting to get you back because you didn't want to be here.
Correct.
Because I always told them I don't do anything that's abusive to you. So, you know, everything I do is out of love and to discipline you. So if you feel like what I'm doing warrants you to call the people, when they come and get you, they can keep you. I'm not fighting for you. I'm not going to court. You
but
can
if they
see
coming to get them, or if they coming to get you, depending on what
right.
If they come and get me, it's all gonna have to be proven that I
find
did
a different location to live, because it ain't gonna be the same.
Listen, you can't stay in my house after you call them, whether I get out or don't get out.
Period.
You ain't in my house. You'll be in foster care.
I feel like
be in foster care, and it'll be all thanks to you because you were mad because you burned down my motherfucking house, and I caught you with the match.
Because I didn't let you go to your friend's party or some shit, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it started back then when the media and the laws gave children permission to do whatever the fuck they wanted to do.
To parent their parents. That's what that is.
To parent their parents. To give the media permission to parent them with them as well. So it started way back then. That was the first beginning side of the cancel culture. And that was before cell phones and all the shit. That was before all of that. But I feel like that was the beginning of it. And now with the phones and with everybody, if you don't agree with me, I'm going to cancel your ass. Like, motherfuckers aren't even allowed to have a different opinion or their own fucking mind
at all.
And that is so fucking ridiculous. Just because I don't agree with you or agree with your religion or whatever the fuck it is you believe in doesn't mean that I'm not valid or I don't. Shit, I deserve my own opinion just like the fuck you deserve your own opinion. What the fuck? How do I deserve to be canceled or my brand or my product should be shat on because I disagree with you? Like, that's some bullshit.
That's what makes us in this world different, is because we have our own opinions, our own everything. If we were all supposed to be uniformed in everything that we did and thought and saw and wore, and I mean, it would be so fucking boring. It's the variety that makes everything the way that it is, makes it great and exceptional.
Correct. Like, and now it demonizes us.
It does.
Apparently. And it's ridiculous.
Well, so back to Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. the photo that has the world enraged.
Right.
Like, so what? They're like,
how old are those children?
Your 15-year-old is kissing. You're condoning it. Absolutely. Your ass was 15-year-old fucking. I was a 15-year-old mama already. What the fuck is you talking about? Like, what the fuck? Y'all act like y'all didn't do anything ever in life. You wasn't kissing, wasn't fingering, wasn't touching people, wasn't showing your titties.
I had my first kiss in kindergarten, I'm sure.
I had my first kiss in third grade.
It wasn't no prolonged tongue and all that. It was just a kiss, but
first of all, we don't even know if there's no tongue. We don't know how long this is.
We don't know if that was 2 seconds, but they caught the snap, and people are making a big deal of it. Of course.
So what?
They do the same thing with parents, though. With parents kissing their kids in the mouth, daddies, fathers kissing their sons or daughters. You know, if you just capture a moment. So That's the thing. The media, the phones, that is what is demonizing everything about love, about how you love people. I mean, it's capturing some shit that we need to see that we probably wouldn't have seen otherwise too, but it's definitely making situations that are supposed to be great, is making them nasty. And that's just...
I think the other thing that has people in an uproar are I don't even know how to say this, I guess are the genders, because I know that Dwayne Wade's now has a daughter that was a son, and apparently the relationship that she is in is with someone that has transitioned from a girl to a boy. And so that was the other topic of conversation. And again, I cannot even agree with Tasha more. Like, who gives a shit? Like, it's none of my business how these parents choose to parent their children. Like,
or who can love who?
Nor is it our business.
Exactly.
Regardless to who's changing into what and how they feel internally and what they decide to do with themselves externally, that's none of our business.
It's not.
Yo,
I was going business. If you don't understand it, then don't speak on it. Unless you're trying to understand it and willing.
Yeah,
try to understand it. Like, I want to know more about it, but I'm not shitting on it because I don't understand it. I'm not shitting on it because some religion tells me that I should shit on it, even though I'm doing everything else wrong in this same religion that I'm cultivating. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers will say how it's wrong to be gay, it's wrong to be this, it's wrong to be that, because I'm a Christian. But then you committing adultery, you doing drugs, illicit drugs, and drinking alcohol, and you doing all of the other, you breaking all of the other commandments, but the one you don't agree with is the one you want to call out and condemn a motherfucker for.
Listen, I was going through the Facebook post. And everyone, like probably 66% of the people that were commenting are people that I knew. And I'm like, bitch, I know your life, sir. I know your raggedy ass life. Why the fuck are you commenting here?
I've been at work all day. So the first I heard of it is when you posted it in our chat. Like, I hadn't seen or heard of it, but I was like, I could only imagine what's being said. Because when we, there was an award show not too long ago, Billboards maybe, and it was like a whole drag performance. And I got a text message, it was like, oh my God, do you see this? And oh my God, pastors and old folks are rolling in their graves and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, this ain't no different than the sin you committing because you don't agree with it. It's different than your sin.
Right. Because no sin is greater than the other.
What are we talking about here? So that shit is so disturbing to me. Like, but that's just the world that we live in. We want to point fingers until motherfuckers start pointing the finger back. And then we want to quote scriptures to defend the shit that we doing. But we still want to talk about, like,
when you point a finger, there are 3 fingers pointing back at yourself.
Back at you. Like, stop that shit.
Oh, stop that shit, please. It's ridiculous.
It's beyond ridiculous. It just makes no sense anymore. Like, I don't think we're ever going to move past this because everyone is just so stuck where they're stuck. But I just hope that there be a time when this shit won't matter like that. Like, you know, the artist and I were talking about how in a minute everybody's about to be beige. Everybody's about to be beige. Like, everybody's about to be beige, and then what? Then what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when everyone's beige? Like, what else are you gonna have to? Then you're gonna be like, oh, your hair is too curly. Well, cancel the curly haired people. Like, oh, your hair is wavy. Like, what? Like, you know,
it's gonna be something, and the shit that's already a thing. Like, that's already a thing.
That's how long enough. Oh, you can't grow a real fingernail. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just makes no sense. I just don't recall a time.
Mind the business that pays you.
Yeah, I just don't recall a time, and it could be me just being able to have a childhood. I just don't remember my mom and her sisters and my uncles sitting around having these kind of conversations that we have to have. Okay, Johnny is gay. He gay. All right. You know what I'm saying? All right. Like
it was actually shit back then that they kept in the dark. They kept secret.
Oh, yes.
And you didn't, because they were so ashamed of it.
Yeah, I mean, I know that, but I'm just saying I don't recall the whole dynamic of everything is
conversations being had about it.
Yeah, everything is a fight. Everything is worth a fight now. There's no picking your back. Everything has got to be a fight. Nobody can, like you said, you can't disagree. You can't agree to disagree with anybody.
And if that's not even,
if you don't see my point, then the hell with you, because you don't see my point. And that's just not it.
And that's in anything. That's not even just in sexuality. It's in sexuality, in gender. It's in politics. It's in just daily living. The way I scratch my nose is different than the way you scratch your nose, and you got a problem with that. Like, it's that severe, and it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I want to stay on this topic, but change the subject just a little bit. So I don't know if y'all know who Jared Carmichael is. He's a comedian. He had a show called The Carmichaels.
I do.
I remember.
Okay, so
I watched a special maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago where he came out.
Yeah. Okay. So I just watched it. I love him. And I watched. He had a special. I want to say it could have been like maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. It was called Homecoming, when he went home. And in that special, just the way the conversation was going with his mom, I felt like he was trying to come out then, but he didn't. And so when I saw the special yesterday, it really kind of brought me to tears, because you could see how much he's hurting. And I don't think that I could ever be that parent or that auntie or that yaya to not love my child, period, unconditionally, with it doesn't matter how they come to me, I'm going to love them regardless. So I just, or being a sibling, like I can't even imagine, even a friend, like one of y'all coming out to me and me saying, whoa, having limitations on our friendships. I just don't understand it. I don't get it, but I guess it is the world that we live in.
I mean, but it just at this point in time, like, it just makes no sense. It just literally makes no sense. I feel like we are trying to rationalize with the irrational. Like, it makes no sense. Like,
and that's why I quit having the conversations. It's like, that's like me, Ebony, deciding when we met, you weren't interested in, or you didn't you weren't in a bisexual space or think you liked women, blah, 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 blah.
I wasn't at all.
And then, maybe 6 months into us being roommates or whatever, you and Shamika's friendship took a turn and you decided, I'm going to try this. You know what I'm saying? I didn't judge you or like quit being your friend. I got labeled. I'm still a dyke to this day. Because of, my association with you and Shamika and everybody that Shamika came in contact with. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna stop being friends with my friends because of what outsiders' opinions is on what our relationship may or may not be. That's not my job. I don't give a fuck about that. Like, I'll check a motherfucker when I get the opportunity. Like, you told a motherfucker that I was gay. Have you seen me with a bitch? No. Well, have you, like, you got this information from?
Exactly.
Like, so,
yeah,
like,
just because of the people you hang around with, because then y'all motherfuckers really need to stop hanging around me, because I'm all of everything.
Right.
If birds of a feather was a real true statement, honey.
Hell yeah, because
I would be all of everything.
We'd all be living lives. That's for goddamn sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, and just the men and the people that they keep, the friends that they keep. And you can't. There are so many rumors about really a particular person who always has a post about anything that, I swear, if it has anything to do with women bashing or sexuality, that Negro is always posting something, and it's always towards the negative. So I would hate for one of his children to come out and be gay because
I
of
feel
how
like I
they
know who you're talking about.
You
You
know
know
who
exactly who I'm talking about.
TP?
You both do.
TP?
Yes. So I would. It's just disgusting, man. I'm just over the shit. I just let people live. Just let them fucking live.
Why do you can't live your life? Quit giving a fuck about what everybody else is doing.
But this, y'all, at this point, I believe TP posts what TP posts. It's just to raise a conversation. It's no different than Dre.
Listen, I quit following TP a long time ago because some of the shit he posts just disturbed my spirit too much. Like, I quit following years ago. So I can't even tell you what he posts because I quit following years ago.
I need to.
But I've been a victim of, I mean, he didn't came to me with certain conversations like, damn, you used to be fine. You need to lose about this many pounds.
Okay, he's super judgmental.
But you got babies by big bitches. You know what I'm saying? So
wait a minute.
I feel like, let me just tell you, I feel like sometimes people attack what they're afraid of or what they're afraid of people finding out about them. Like, you got babies by big bitches. Like, there's been rumors of you, I don't know it, and I ain't seen it yet, but there's been rumors of you sucking dick or turning yourself out for the rock. You know what I'm saying? I could cancel you for the shit that I hear about you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But
like
I don't. Because
he looks like
it's love.
Keeper.
Huh?
And he's like not even 50 years old. He looks like the Crypt Keeper. Like
that nigga, COVID came when he aged overnight.
But he's reversed that. It was about some color and some other shit. That's just about cutting your shit and doing some color. Sometimes people do that shit for effect, for the effect. It don't look like that. It didn't look like, hey, go to the Trappy pictures, go look at the pictures on Icy Vincent Coop's page and compare them pictures from 2 years ago to today. It don't look the same. So he done gained some years back. But I'm saying, sometimes people do them pictures for effect, or sometimes that's just where life got them. And then they decided, I'm not gonna stay here. I'm gonna bring myself out of this shit. Like, you really never know what people are going through. So
that is true.
But at the end of the day, that is the most judgmental motherfucker. And I've been on the end of that motherfucking stick. I've been a victim of his bash, you know. But at the same time, I could come back with the retaliation and be like, motherfucker, you.
But for what?
But for what?
Yeah, for what? Like, he's not even worth it. Like, you are living a miserable life and it's evident.
And how does attacking him benefit me? It doesn't. So
it's not. It's gonna mess up your energy, and you don't need your messed up.
That's it.
It makes no sense. But yeah, I just, like I said, I mean, you know, even Dre even admitted he only posts what he posts for the responses.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But Dre posts, I mean, lately anyway, he posts.
Well, that's because he in love right now. That nigga.
Well, even right before he met her, he was posting some decent stuff. Some of his questions, I'll be like, but he posts some good shit. Some of his shit, you can be like, nigga, swipe left. But he posts some good. He posts some stuff to make you kind of think about some shit anyway. I mean, if I think it's a fuck shit, you know, I'm quick to comment on his shit. So.
Yeah, I really have always enjoyed his posts. Whether they were heavy female, he kind of plays it in the middle.
He plays it in the middle.
He plays it in the middle. I've always asked that, which is one of the reasons why we asked him to join the show. And then when he came on the show, he was like, not the person that be posting shit. So, you know,
again, that lets you know where people are with their securities and insecurities. Like he's more comfortable
posting
having
it on
those conversations via thumb texting than person to person.
Right.
Some people are able to be more real behind the screen as opposed to person.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, and that's what it all boiled down to in the end. I mean, you know, we figured that out.
Ebony used to tear his ass up.
She did. She used to
And
give
so
that.
when I see his post now, I'd be like, how come he didn't make it? Because he's talking about all the right shit on his show. So maybe he's just for a one-man show.
We couldn't get him to
maybe Ebony attacking him so much because her flirtation, she couldn't fuck him. So her flirtatiousness came out as attacks. And he's not good with attacks. So he just went into a motherfucking turtle shell. He was like,
no, because they used to battle back and forth. Like,
I know, but when I came on, like Ebony I used to feel sorry for him. Ebony would do him so bad. And I was like, no wonder he quit, because Ebony was like Tigger, pounce, 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 pounce. And he would try to fight back, but sometimes he would be like Will Smith. He just gonna shut the fuck up and sit back.
It's like when you hit somebody's hardest, you can't even go like, and they come back.
Like Rodney say, he'll say some shit, and then I'll come back and he'll be like, oh, you the motherfucker that bring rocks to the snowball fight. He said you prepare, like you go take the rocks out, roll them in snow, and then put the snowballs in the freezer covered in rocks and shit. Like, I'm like, if you gonna come for me, come hard, because it could be personal, it could be
that's
fun.
that Leo. That's that
But
Leo.
if you come strong, because I'm coming for your ass.
Yeah, that's what that is right there. Okay, y'all. So how y'all feeling about Cuba Gooding Jr. pleading guilty for touching somebody?
I'm so out of touch. I have not watched the news. I didn't know. But I knew that he was being sought after. That's been like in the news for a couple of years now, right? He just now getting on the end of that.
Yeah, so he pled guilty for forcible touching.
But forcible touching could be any unwanted touching, right?
Well,
like what exactly is it?
Unwanted is all wrong, ain't it?
I mean, yes, unwanted. I just don't want it.
No, forcible, you feel
right.
like they talking about like rape. Forcible means you feel like it's leaning more.
Well, forcible touching does it. You know, I'm guessing. This is my guess. I'm guessing if he raped her, there would have been some type of penetration or something that was a little more sexual. Forcible touching could be, you know, she could have blocked his hand from grabbing her ass, and then, but he made his way to still grab her ass. You know what I'm saying?
Pursued to let me, do it.
Okay, grab her boobs or something like that. Okay, okay.
Grab her, and she pushed his hand away, and he reached back and grabbed him again.
Get it anyway. That's what I pictured it to be as well.
Yeah, that's my definition. But that ain't the definition, so don't be fucking suing us because we don't got the right fucking definition. Fucking put that shit in the comments. What the actual...
Exactly. Thank you, because we don't give a shit about.
I got it pulled up. Hold up.
Okay, I'm like, we don't give a fuck. You know
I know. I hate a motherfucker coming to comments correcting me, bitch. Don't come to the motherfucking comments correcting me.
Oh wait, they done broke it down too.
First of all, listen. First of all, if you got time to come in the comments, just post the shit. Just post the actual shit. We'd be like, okay.
Exactly. Just post the definition. We don't need you correcting us. Hell, you just heard, and especially when you just heard us.
Number one, forcible touching the sexual or other intimate parts of another person for the purpose of degrading or abusing such person, or for the purpose of gratifying the actor's sexual desire, or number two, subjects other persons to sexual contact for the purpose of gratifying the actor's sexual desires and within intent to degrade or abuse. It's just repeating the same shit over again.
So basically, like we said.
So touching somebody's intimate parts, touching the intimate parts of another person
for the purpose of degrading them or your own gratification.
Right. So if you walk up to
So
somebody,
basically, what the fuck?
so basically, yeah, and basically, so what you said before, like when you see somebody ass, you just want to smack it, you smacked it, and they didn't want it, so therefore that was forcible.
No, I never said they didn't want it. Everybody asked that I smacked wanted. What I said was,
if they didn't want it, Tasha. I said if they didn't want it.
Oh, well.
I'm giving an example. I'm
because,
not saying,
okay, but I'm just gonna clear my name because I am an ass smacker within a certain range of women. And no, I'm not gay. I'm just friendly when it comes to my friends and their ass. So, T-Dot, I was like, forgot that I had just, got a title at my new employment and was like doing what I always do, or depending on her outfit, it's inviting. It invites you to either smack an ass because she might have some motherfucking
be having on some outfits.
You hear me? So
she do.
And like she might be it might be like we're not even open for the night. Like on Thursday night, she'll come in an hour or two before we open to set up the tables and get all the birthday reservations together. And she'll be sitting at the bar, and she got that long back with that ass is long, that long torso. So all that ass be out on the bar stool, and I might just be walking by, and I'd be like, blah, and I'd be like, damn it, I forgot I'm a manager now. That's not appropriate. I'm sorry. And she was like, do it. I don't care. I like that shit. And it's not sexual. It's just like I've been doing it for years. And even with the tits, it's like if she got on some shit that's showing her cleavage and the girls is sitting up and look good, I'd be like, and they'd be like, oh my God, I'm sorry. So I have those friends and relatives even that I grab and smack ass. But yeah, no, I'm not gay. I don't touch you if I don't like you, if I don't feel like we friendly.
Y'all have kind of relationship for you to do that.
I actually last Saturday I was tipsy. April and I went to the jazz festival that we had out in the parking lot at my employment, and put on by, and it was from like 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. last Saturday, and it was really nice. And so me and AT got together and went up there, and then Cleta ended up joining us, and we just made a day of it, and we was drinking all goddamn day. Went to another spot, came back, but it was an all-day situation, and yeah, I went long, so I forgot what my point was going to be about that, but anyway.
Anyways, how do we feel about his forcible touching? We don't care. We care. Is it long overdue? Like, how do you feel about him pleading guilty?
I mean, I care, but I'm like, what made you finally? Because I feel like this has been in debate or going on.
I would say at least 2 years.
For a while. So what made you finally plead guilty? Did you not want to go to trial because you was afraid of what was going to come out? Or did your people just say plead guilty to get it over with? Are you really like, did you really do the shit? Like, I would like to know the realness behind the shit, not to just pass it over as he pled guilty to not be penalized for the shit. You know what I'm saying? Or to get a lower penalty. Like if you did the shit, own up to the shit, a lot of people have been getting in trouble. This motherfucker's in prison right now for some of the same shit. Maybe he didn't do as much, but forcible touching is still sexual harassment. So I would like to know, like, why you pled guilty. Like, was it,
it's actually sexual assault.
Sexual assault. Like, are you pleading guilty because you're really guilty, or are you pleading guilty because
so he pled guilty to avoid jail time?
Right. That's my question. Like, so yeah, I don't know. If you did the shit, you deserve whatever the punishment is. Like, nobody gets a pass. Just like you shouldn't feel like you should be able to get a pass because of who you are or what your status is. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be able to fondle me or touch me because of whatever your status is. And that's a lot of what's happening. The producers feel like, if you want this, then let me do this.
I'm just glad we aren't. I'm glad. I'm gonna speak for myself. I'm so glad that I don't have no money, and that this podcast at this very point has not gone anywhere, because I'm sure I'd be in court right now
For touching somebody or being
forcible
touched.
motherfucking touching. Because I grab packages, asses. I'm grabbing dicks, asses, and titties.
Well, let me say this, Ebony. It don't necessarily always have to be on that higher level, because I just found out. Remember when I was telling y'all when I went to the Homeland to work as a manager, and I don't know if I shared it on the podcast, but the manager got fired.
Mm-hmm.
The manager got fired. Well, I recently found out, because I shop there all the time because that I have to go there for my mom. He was fired for sexual harassment. He was grabbing asses and touching on women. And it started before that our store even opened. Our store was built from the ground up, a brand new store. It started when he was training in another store. And he was warned about it. And he said, okay, I'll stop. But when it didn't, she texted him about it. Come to find out, the woman he was touching, he's married to like her cousin or her auntie. So he touching somebody in the family.
Oh, wow.
She documented it through text messaging. Like, I told you I didn't like this. You need to keep your hands off of me, blah, 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 blah. He apologized in the text message. So she had that as proof when she decided to go and talk to the HR about it. Because he said he wasn't going to do it no more. But then when it moved to the second building, he continued to do it. And then apparently he did it to some other women too. So she went to HR.
Y'all know I went through that shit in the 2000s with Popeyes, and I sued them for sexual harassment. I went through that very shit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I sued Popeyes for sexual harassment because that motherfucker said I had dick sucking lips. He slapped me on my ass. Yeah, the white. I mean, I don't want to say white like that to make sound disgusting, but he was Italian, nasty, balding ass white man. And he would just say all kind of fucked up shit, slap me on my ass, talking about you thick or some shit. Listen. And I was not the only person. I was the first person to come forward, but it ended up being 8 of us in that.
I have a question. Like, how do you continue to work? I mean, like, what is your process? What is your thought mentality? Like, how is after being violated like that, like, how do you continue to go to work and not? And I'm not asking to be accusatory. Like, I'm asking for the people who are silent, who don't have a voice or know how to use their voice, who may be listening, that are dealing with this. Because there's people out here who are dealing with these very issues that don't know how to speak up because they're afraid of losing their job. They're afraid of, whatever, this retaliation. So how did you handle that when it first started happening?
For me, it was basically like, fuck that shit. You are not gone. They ended up firing me too, which was completely retaliation because I had made the suit and then they fired me. So, but I was not gonna continue to let somebody tell me or touch me that was inappropriate for the other women that were there. And he was sending emails of naked people and saying, I want to have a threesome with these people. Like he was so inappropriate. And he sent it. I didn't even, because I never checked my work email. He sent it and somebody else saw it and was like, Ebony, this was addressed to you. So I hadn't even saw the email. And I was like, oh, fuck. And then it already kind of almost seemed like I was being showed favoritism, but I wasn't. But on the outside looking in, it did kind of look that way. And I was like, fuck, I don't.
Get your draws.
Exactly. I was like, hell no. So, but like younger women, like my teenage workers, he was doing it too. Like one of my girls, DJ, I will never forget. She was washing dishes. And she pulled her hand out and to shake her hand, he introduced himself and he was like, ooh, your hands are warm and wet, just like I like it. And she was mortified. She was probably 17. And I was like, hell no. So I documented everything I could and then there were a lot of people that worked at Popeyes at that time in the early 2000s that were Hispanic and didn't
say though, it's funny that you said, I held on to the fact that you said that he was Italian. They aggressive anyway, and they feel like
Super.
that shit can be passed off. Oh, that's just Italians' mentality. No.
Yeah, he was extremely aggressive. Like he would rub his front if you were standing. Like he would intentionally rub his front up against your backside, like so it could graze you. And I'm like, fuck no. And I mean, it took forever. It took so long for Popeyes to pay me. Like I had already, because I had got fired.
He would have been cut. Fucking.
I got fired. I got evicted from the apartment, and that is one of the reasons that drove me into that relationship with Raquel, because I had fucking lost everything, and so that's one of the reasons why. And then I was ending it with Tony at the time. I was like, I got to get away from this shit. So all of that, I was like, let me just. And then Raquel was just the next best thing. She was just really my way out of that. But I was still driving back and forth to Oklahoma for depositions and shit like that. But finally, it took them like 4 years to pay me. And then they didn't pay me much. So I was like, what the fuck? But
so look, you remember I was dating the actor?
With an M?
Yes.
Yes.
So probably maybe about 6 months, maybe 4 to 6 months after we started dating, he was getting sexually harassed by his store manager at his place of employment, to the point where when I would go and pick him up at night, like he would be frantic, and I didn't even, it took a lot for him to tell me what was going on, and I was trying to figure out like what the, he was a very jovial person, but like whenever they would have to end up working together, he would always be beside himself, and I just didn't figure out what it was. But eventually, I think once someone else saw the harassment, he had no choice but to come out. And it was even harder for him because it was another male that was sexually harassing him.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about being sexually harassed or improperly imposed on by, like, you hanging out with a group of friends and somebody violates you? And I mean, you can maybe chalk it up to them being extremely inebriated, but like,
I've been that way before.
we ain't talking about you. Yeah, you've been online a time or two. We ain't talking about you. Something happened to me recently.
Whenever she's around, she is going to be touchy-feely on whatever person you bring with you, like to the point where it's like that's what she does. You know what I'm saying? Like to the point when me and the ex got together, I didn't warn him, but the first time that we all hung out, she was all over him and was like, "Are you sure?" One of my cousin's friends.
Oh.
And I didn't even think about warning him, but I know that that's how she is, because like she just does it so much, or did it so much.
But has it not been addressed? Like, how do we just allow this behavior and not address
it?
You have to address it.
It's all in fun. Like, you always hitting on people's men. You get so drunk that you don't even, it's all in fun.
And she pretends that she doesn't. She has no awareness of it.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I know what you're getting ready to say. Ebony, I feel like I know what you're getting ready to say.
Yeah, you never.
I feel like you was about to call somebody out.
To the point that when he brought it up to me, when the ex brought it up to me, I was like, "Oh, that's just what she do," because that is what she did. That it was so nonchalant, but he was super offended. Like, why do y'all consider her a friend? Like, she's horrible.
She out of line. And if I was the nigga that was gonna bite, we would have fucked. Basically.
Right.
Period.
Well, I mean, after the years have passed by, we done found out a lot of people she was fucking.
I have a friend that is that way, but I've made it clear that is not, in order for our friendship to even just continue to be a friendship, there has to be boundaries, because I'm not in a place, we are not in the same place in life or in this. So I like hanging out. I like going to get our nails done. I like all the stuff we do as friends, but there's not ever going to be more. If somebody is being that way, like it has to be so clear, because sometimes when you're drinking, and if you're drinking and you are just that, if you touchy feely anyway, but when you are more drinking, you are a little bit more touchy, those lines get so blurred. And you don't want those lines to be any more blurred than what because in their head, they don't even be thinking on your end. They think it's only self-serving.
Exactly, because let me tell you, I'm gonna take you back, Ebony, to 2004. After the varsity closed, I want to say, maybe before the varsity closed, I was dating the Trinidadian, but Dallas was on the spectrum. Big Dallas, been on the show, was on the spectrum and trying to slide in. And again, we know I wouldn't have went there had I not known this person, their personality, and who they are as a person. You know what I'm saying? Right. So outside of appearance, I dated this person just because I knew what their heart, you know. Yeah. But before we started dating, because I was still dating the Trinidadian, and we had invited, matter of fact, DJ Hill used to do like an apple bottom contest or whatever.
I remember.
And he wanted, I think it was the first one, but he wanted me to grace the stage like I was last year's winner or whatever, you know. So I was at the event. Dallas was invited to the event. Of course, Trinidad was there, out of place in a motherfucker, because he just didn't look like he belonged nowhere or fit in nowhere. So, but the motherfucker that introduced me to Dallas, right? I think we were just addressing her subliminally. TB.
Okay. Yeah.
Look like a white woman.
Yeah.
That's the motherfucker who put me on to Dallas, right? Hey, this motherfucker like you, he wanna. So at this particular event, Dallas is sitting at the bar. I don't know, Trinidad is standing in the corner somewhere looking weird. But Dallas is people, you know, he got people that came from Enid, they from Enid, you know what I'm saying? So he got people from Enid, he then brought a couple of the homies from Dallas with him. So it's like 6 niggas, we all standing around we just took shots or whatever, sitting at the corner of the bar. All of a sudden, TB takes Dallas's hand and just deep throats his middle finger.
Listen, and just so I have the initials right, is this look what the cat drug in?
Yes, ma'am, you know.
Okay. I remember this whole scenario.
Bandit, serial tongue kisser, all of that. So yeah, she just out of nowhere, like no sexual conversation was being had, nothing sexual was happening. And then all of a sudden, you just take this man's hand and deep throat his middle finger.
Right in the middle.
Like,
he mortified.
What the fuck is going on? He looking at me like, I know I'm here trying to get with you. This the motherfucker I asked to put me on to you. All the homies standing around is like, what is your best friend's older sister doing? And why is she doing this to your finger? Like, what is happening? So, you know, some people just do shit because they need the attention. It's something about the insecurity of what's going on with them. That's not the first time that has happened. That was the most shocking situation that it happened in, because the person that she did it to, it wasn't nobody you was fucking, it ain't nobody you supposed to be even interested in. And it's somebody you trying to hook your homegirl up with. So why was that the choice? Out of the 6 niggas that was standing around, why was his finger the choice?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll have so much to say about that. But go.
So speaking of people that say shit to get attention or to get a reaction, So you guys heard about Mano, right? Who basically said that his fantasy is to act like a slave and have like white women whoop him and stuff.
Like he's getting whooped by the master, and the white wife comes in. It's like, what are you
Who
doing?
said this?
Mano, girl.
Who the fuck
Do you have the audio?
Let's see.
And I say, a motherfucker that has those kind of fantasies should live that life.
I should take a break. 1 second for me.
Like a runaway slave.
Hold on. Wait, I gotta get it to start over.
Right. While I'm taking a break, bitch, get your shit up.
Hey, it was up, but you was talking over it.
So wrong. I'm gonna tell you right now. I've never talked about this.
Ah, shit.
I like to be like a runaway slave.
Okay, no. Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
I like to play like a runaway slave.
Okay.
I like to play like a disobedient slave with a white woman.
So tell me like what you say. Yes, master. I'm sorry.
It's two of them. Like it's like me getting whooped, right?
You get whooped?
It's like I play like you whipping, but most of them don't want to play like that. This
Yeah, I was gonna say, what white woman goes along with this?
They don't want to play like that. They don't.
Okay.
This is my. It's like, listen, you're gonna act like your master's wife.
And I'm the runaway.
And I just got whooped by master for eyeballing me. But the whole time you've been really, you like it. You've been eyeballing me.
Oh, this sounds like some freaky porn. I'm interested.
Right, this is some freaky shit. And then I'm gonna come all sweaty, right? Just finished getting whooped. And you're gonna say, no, Billy Joe, no, Billy Joe, no. That's not gonna like it. He's not gonna like it. That's what you want to like.
So he says all of this only to say later when him and Jim Jones is together, I only said that shit to get a reaction out of people.
Yeah, but like when he first started talking, I was like, that's a fucked up scenario. But then once he broke it down, it'd be like he just got whipped. It sounded like a movie to me. Once he got whipped by master, he was a slave. It's still a fucked up fantasy role or sexual role, but it was a little more acceptable to me once he broke it down. It sounded more like a movie reenactment. Like he got whooped by a slave master. Slave master's wife wasn't down with what just happened. She been eyeballing a sexy ass black man anyway, and so he ended up he got beat by master, but he ends up fucking master's wife. So in that aspect, I can see like a movie script being written. But in the beginning, I was just like, nigga, you got some issues. But I can't imagine any black man wanting to live the life of a motherfucking runaway slave. Like there's so many other fantasies out there.
I mean, it's a kink. There are people that like to role play in this aspect. There's plenty of videos, plenty of porn. It's super shunned, but it's still definitely a kink.
I mean, to each his
But
own.
then, I felt like after he said it, everybody just like made him feel so bad that now it's not even his fantasy anymore. It was just a joke. I think he said that shit so freely.
He meant that.
Like that was his.
Because they yucked his yum. Now he's trying to retract it and say,
and now he's with his boy and want to take it back. And don't take it back. Fuck that. If that's what you want, if you want somebody to fucking beat your ass, a white woman to beat your ass and take your dick.
Matter of fact, she ain't gotta be white, motherfucker. Let a nigga put on white face and whoop your ass. Cause it's probably a black woman that deserve that shit. You deserve that shit from. Probably deserve to have your ass beat by a black woman. So we'll put on some white face, dress up like Massa's wife, choke the shit out of your ass in the barn.
Yo, that is a perfect segue into this next topic. I know we just stay on Mano long because I don't want to give Mano that much fucking energy.
I don't even know who the fuck Mano is. I'm gonna have to look him up after this.
Yeah, he's some type of rapper or some shit from the 90s. He really not.
So he probably did say that shit to be relevant if he's from the 90s.
I mean, he's a producer, like, as well. So
okay, yeah, he's fucking irrelevant. And at me, Mano, so we can talk about it on the show if you want to get a problem. Okay. But while we're talking about that, so there was this YouTuber who was murdered by he's a black YouTuber who was murdered by his white girlfriend over the weekend. His name is Toby is what he went by. Abum Sully, that's his last name. I don't know. I can't pronounce it. But anyway, it's a tragedy in itself because the girlfriend stabbed him. She said it's a self-defense. Like when the police found her, she was covered in blood, but she was also like questioned and let go. So she has spent absolutely no time in jail. So his family's in uproar. That's not the reason why I want to talk about this. The reason why I want to talk about this is because the controversy has been not that he was murdered by his girlfriend, but all of the stuff that he said about Black women, because he was totally against Black women. He did not have it. He had zero love for us. So the comments that are coming in are pretty much like, he deserved to die. He should be dead. Now he's with it. You know, he said all this shit about Black women. He got with this white girl and she stabbed his ass to death. So, I mean, it was like, it's been really brutal. Some things that have been said. Let me see if I can find a tweet.
that's crazy.
It is. But you know, everybody's saying that she was violent towards him. I have a picture. I'm gonna post this picture of them. I don't know if
he was like a domestic violence victim from the white lady.
Yeah, that's what some people are saying, but this is them.
How come motherfuckers always be like they'll never date a Black woman, always look like a Black woman?
Oh, she stabbed the shit out of him?
Yeah, stabbed him to death.
How come that is? How come that is? All the dudes would be like, I would never date a Black woman. It'd be like, the Black woman would never date you.
Yeah.
I'm like, mostly motherfuckers that say they would never date, I would not look twice, not once, not twice, not
never.
Like my parentheses will never even pick up on you. Like what the fuck?
I'd be like, thank you, girl, for taking this motherfucker out of our even. Thank you.
And a lot of times that be why you got stabbed to death, because why she stabbed his ass to death? What happened?
She said it was self-defense, but you know, it's going back and forth because don't nobody know. We don't know. We wouldn't.
And a lot of times that be the thing. They think that they are so passive that they can beat the shit out of them and get away with it, and they just gonna take it because it's love. All of them ain't down for that either. Maybe they don't watch Ebony. Put them on to the right ID channel shows. Yeah, they ain't watching the right motherfucking shows.
Yeah, baby.
Shit.
Ain't shit going down up over here.
Right, shit.
Some shit go down over here. I'm already off the hook. Innocent. Okay. So but it's been real crazy. Just and I guess the reason why I wanted to spark this, because I want to say this in a nice way, but I kind of don't, because I want her to at me so we can get some attention to this podcast. I really dislike Lonnie Love. Like, I don't like her at all. And so they were talking about this on the show, and one of the very first things she said was, you know, everybody's like, you know, they're addressing it, they're talking about it, and she's like, I just don't have nothing to say about it because of what he said about Black women, yada yada. At the end of the day, somebody did die. Like, we don't know the reason why we don't know if he was abusing this girl. We don't know any of that. We know that this man is dead.
And we don't know his background, that what may have led him to be who he was. And if he's
exactly his relationship with his mom, aunties.
It is it's a chain reaction of what we've been through. And if we don't seek help, because Black people think that therapy and all of that is
blasphemy.
You know what I'm saying? And until we change our thinking, then it's a vicious fucking cycle.
Exactly.
So when y'all out there embracing white people, embrace some of the shit that they believe in too, like motherfucking therapy, some shit that can help you. Black people.
Exactly. While she's out there dating a white man, but we ain't talking about that, and that's fine because what she does is her fine. Because I'm sure don't nobody, never mind. I was gonna say don't no black man want to date her, but I don't know her life. I don't even care, honestly. But what changed? What made it? What made that whole segment? I don't even watch that damn show. It was just on at that time. But what
they just got canceled. I mean, not canceled, but they not getting renewed.
Canceled. This shit ain't renewed. Yeah,
they do.
I thought she was already off the show. I didn't even know she was still on.
Adrian was like, yo, regardless of what happened, we need to recognize that somebody is dead. And that's why, you know what? And she was like, I don't want other people to be like, well, since they believe such and such, they can just go around stabbing people or, getting away with murder because how
Lonnie Love thought her opinion was this. So
exactly. And so I'm just glad that Adrian Bylon, I'm glad that she spoke up, even though she can't sing a lick. Y'all can add me, please. But I'm just over these I guess everybody does have their right to have their opinion, but I think that at some point, like their opinions be going, it's not an opinion anymore.
I think that if you have the ability to reach national, if you're on national television and you have and you're looked at, a lot of people look at those people like role models, when they have followers, like they feel like motherfuckers who support Trump. If you have followers, your word is Bible, like your word is bond to them. And so if she has 5, 10, 15, 20 motherfuckers that are dedicated to her, that hold on to every motherfucking word that she says, and it's 5 motherfuckers out of that 20 that got some shit going on in their life and they feel like they can go cut a motherfucker up or shoot a motherfucker up and be like, well, Lonnie's opinion was this, and that, and that motherfucker been putting hands on me, so she said, fuck that, and I'm gonna kill this nigga because her opinion matched mine.
Right.
We actually honestly have, we're in the same place. We
are. I was getting ready to say that. I was going backdoor with us. And we're trying to get to that level. However, we're not a syndicate and we're not on national television right now. We don't have millions and billions of followers. We have some thousands right now.
Thousands, like
we have some thousands, but we're not on national television.
Right.
Giving our opinion. And we also try to be cautious in saying, like, if and when we say some fuck shit, we try to back that up with some important numbers, some help, because people, they be giving their true opinions and facts. We be on here on some fuck shit. We give our opinions, but we just be having fun at the same time. Like we're not on here trying to tell you who to vote for. We're not on here trying to tell you if a motherfucker slapped the shit out of you, it's okay to go and stab them. No, we're not giving those type of messages or even trying to send that type of dialogue. Like, this is a fun space. We try to be somewhat educational, somewhat caring. We have some sensitive topics sometimes, but at the same, it's a fun and safe space.
It is.
I like to think
labeled a comedic because it's majority for the laugh.
Yeah. If I say some fuck shit, I'm on Mano's tip. It's for shits and giggles. I'm just trying to get y'all to listen. Clickbait.
Only shit she means
it's clickbait.
Is when she talking about Diddy's ass.
Or Whitney Houston.
No, she don't mean that. We need the
number I don't mean that, Whitney Houston.
We need the number again.
I just said I don't mean that, Whitney Houston.
Okay, because you done said it on more than one occasion.
But Diddy, I don't even believe that about you, Diddy. I love you. You know how I feel about you, Diddy.
Yeah, he know. He knows so much. Every time he see Naturally Unbothered, he put his middle finger up like fuck them bitches, cause he can't stand your ass.
Well, that's why Revolt was going. You know. Anyway, go ahead.
See?
And another one. And another one.
On that note,
Can't stop, won't stop.
On that note, go ahead and take us out.
No,
Yeah,
we ain't going out. We have to revisit the motherfucking slap rumors and where we are now. And if y'all don't want to talk about it, all I gotta say is I retract most of the shit that I said when we first spoke about the Will Smith episode. A lot of it. I used to be a Jada fan, but now that shit is unfolding, Jada is a motherfucking narcissist, and she is the reason that man has lost his motherfucking mind. And that's a whole nother conversation, but I just want to put that out there. We got a goddamn follow-up on that shit, period.
I haven't heard anything else about it, so I don't know.
Oh my God, I'll send you
part 2.
Jada shit. Oh my God. Jada is the
part 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
All right, so take us out.
Okay. Damn. So I guess you can be pussy-tized. I mean, if you can, I guess that's what Will is at. But I will tell you that if y'all have not, well, I'm still on his book and it's pretty good. So I'm just going to leave it at that with Audible. That's where you can find us. You can listen to us on Audible. You see how I did that on Audible? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you can follow us. You can follow us, Naturally Unbothered, on IG, Twitter, and Facebook. You can email us at naturallyunbothered2@gmail.com. That is naturallyunbothered2@gmail.com. You can leave us a message. We welcome the feedback, the comments, your show ideas, and Ebonites. You know how I love your advice requests, so keep them coming. We got a really, really, really good one for next week. So we're going to hit that. And I've been asked to be serious, give serious advice. So that's what I'm going to do. Listen on Apple, Spotify, iHeart, Audible, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. That's where you'll find us. So be sure that you listen to us on YouTube and make sure you subscribe to us. You rate, you leave a review, you select the notification bell every time we put out a new episode. If you have not hit that notification bell, you're not going to get it, so you're not going to know. I need you to be in the know, please. If you're looking for Naturally Unbothered merch, if you are looking for Naturally Unbothered merch, please visit www.naturallyunbothered.com. That is www.naturallyunbothered.com and click the merch link. Whew, y'all, we talked about a whole lot of whole shit today. I need y'all to tell your whole ass friends about what we'll be talking about. So tell your whole ass friends, your uncles, aunties, mamas, grandmas, cousins, kids, everybody to tune in to Naturally Unbothered.
All right.
Hey, y'all. I got some good news. So I had got Torn Couture got their first order from the Chicago stuff I was telling you about. So I just got an order last night for my first $200 hoodie.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you. And then this is a new one I'm working on for this weekend sale. I'm gonna call her Loose Screws. But the demand is growing and growing and growing, and I'm so excited. I feel like I should put this on so y'all could really see what it does.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that is super cute.
Somebody blew a hole in it.
So this is the back. Y'all know I'm into hardware.
Yeah, that's cute.
So that's the back. But it's pretty dope. Ties in the front. Coming to a TV screen near you.
I love it. It's really dope.
I'm excited about what's happening for Torn Couture. So
that's what's up.
All right, Couture. It's been a long time coming. So good.
Yes. So until next time, everybody. It's been another great episode of Naturally Unbothered. Peace out.
Peace.